Oh, sorry about that. Shoot, I'm just getting caught up in the moment. Yeah. Uh yeah. Last week when I was on the air with you guys, I was my sub count was 3970, 3,970, and it was a it was a position that I found it very difficult to get out of. I have been at that number, around that number, for months. Um, it it impacted my psyche a little bit about being up here on YouTube. Uh, I you know, it made me content and complacent and satisfied with you guys who are already here, because it seemed that YouTube was putting the ultimate shadow ban on me. And look, shadow banning is real. Yeah. If you haven't been keeping up with social media, there's a there's a I don't know, there's a guy that works for Facebook, one of the techs, Indian guy, that admitted to shadow banning uh any anti Kamala Harris post. Said he did that they 100% shadow ban, and I believe Mark Zuckerberg is in full support of such a move, which, you know, I already knew that such a thing exists, and it doesn't surprise me. I mean, not one bit. So, uh, let's see. Guess I will switch to this one. Yeah, yeah. Aaron P, what's good? All right, Aaron P is a member of the channel. He has that special symbol right there. Any of those of you who are listening, uh, in the replay gang, in the clouds, you can become a member today for just a, a very small amount of money. I mean, however significant your money is to you, you just being here helps as well. Uh, but thank you, Aaron P, and the other members of the channel who are supportive from month to month. Uh, you guys are awesome with me. Yep, 4.1K. Let me tell you how that happened. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. It happened because I posted a few shorts. YouTube shorts are very useful, but I never would have anticipated it. No short has ever impacted my subscriber count. I would always ask. I would always ask. You know, not ask. Let's see. I would always post, and I could get a decent number on a short. Oh yeah, I would ask to subscribe. I always in a video, any video I do, I would always put like a subscribe button in the video. Uh, and I did that one on Magic Johnson. Basically telling black men that they have to vote, number one, and number two, they have to vote for Kamala Harris. So that one short brought me, according to the analytics, 36 subs, which helped me finally crack that 3970 for good. Uh, which I was more than okay with. Way more than okay with. I mean, so finally I'm past 4K. So I decided when I get past 4K, maybe 15 or 20 subs, then I'll celebrate it. I wasn't gonna do it too soon. I wasn't gonna have this show too soon. So and my sub count keeps going up. I mean, I go up by I go up by about 10 or 15 subs every day since that Magic Johnson one came out. And for that one to bring me just 36. And then the next one, when I had go on with Malcolm X speaking, which still applies to this day. I mean, people try to get on that post and deny it in the comment section. Yeah, I, I I find that I can make videos that will light up the comment section. Is which is really that really defines how good a YouTuber you are. I ain't gonna say how great. I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but what if I just manage the time? I mean, because my time is very erratic at this point in my life. But what if I could manage the time to not only do shorts every day, but to do pre-recorded short form videos that were like 5 to 10 minutes, and did these live streams? I think this channel is more than a live stream channel. I mean, I shouldn't just do live streams. I'm not saying that I'm going to stop doing the live streams. I like doing the smoke shows, but we gotta, you know, kick up some dust. So that I blame me for that one. Yeah, I don't blame any audience. I don't blame any space. I should. There's a content strategy that I have yet to employ. So we just got to continue to you know got to continue to keep pushing and move forward. Uh, I would say that this is a more mature platform. I have a tendency to be silly at times. I mean, I get that from being in cooler environments, happier environments. I know some people come from tragic backgrounds and hardcore hoods and everything. That's never ever been me. I will never pretend like that was me. I always been a calm, chill brother that played my video games and watched wrestling and just chilled the fuck out and minded my own business, which there's nothing wrong with at all. There's nothing wrong with that. But with YouTube, and I'm sure every one of you feel this way about, and it is with any social media platform, you get to be a side of you that you can't display in that real world. I mean, whether you are a person who is very informative, or you are a person that is entertaining, or you are a person that likes to argue and fight. I mean, some people like to call that trolling, but I mean, it's social media is a unique experience, and I tell you something. For those people out there who all they do is YouTube, it for it takes talent to do that. It takes talent to do that. Even if some of it sucks, it still takes a good amount of tenacity to, you know, be able to come up here. I mean, even if you do edited content, you have to do the video, then you have to go over the video, make sure there's no mistakes. You say something in the video and you see where you could have said it better, so you might have to re-record the entire voice track or just that part of it. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. I mean, that's how it is for me, at least. If I might do a few takes on certain parts of videos or an entire video. Sometimes I write the dialogue down. Those are much easier for me to get through. But sometimes I don't feel like doing that shit. I just talk off the top of my head. But um, you know, it's the shorts. This morning, I mean, the one I put out this afternoon, the one that had the Trump and Jill Stein in it. Which, by the way, that's the first one that has you know done a bad number in a while. I don't even think I've reached 100 views on that one yet. I mean, I put out two yesterday that made it to 1K. which was great. But I guess I'm still hit or miss as far as the shorts are concerned. So let's well, that algorithm isn't perfect, but my shorts algorithm I would say is pretty good. It's got me up to 4,100 subs. I think it's exactly 4,100 subs. It might be back now to 4099. YouTube plays around like that sometimes. Yeah. Oh, that's still at 4,100. Yeah. But that last short, I guess the quote fingers algorithm didn't like that. So yeah. But yeah, I will continue to strive to find a way to beat the algorithm with these live streams. I mean, I do understand that there's a space of people that contributed to my previous success as far as live stream viewership. Let's talk about the growth for a second. Yeah, there have been some content creators, a couple of them significant to the growth of this channel. So I would like to take the time to thank those content creators. But with a couple of those content creators, I last time I spoke of those content creators, I was at odds with them. I still am not very cool with those content creators today. Um, they were significant to my growth, but you know, I don't know because of the fallout if a lot of those subs stayed or they left or whatever the case may be. It seemed like at one point that people were leaving based upon me taking certain positions. They like I said, let's say I took like 10 different views, 10 different positions on certain topics that are in our culture, in our community. They could agree with 9 of them and disagree with one. They will make that decision about their support for me based on that one they disagree with. And as we say, those type of people probably don't need to be around anyway. If you're gonna just quit after one little disagreement, then I didn't need you in the first place. We, we, we didn't need you in the first place. So so yeah, I've admitted throughout this history that these smoke shows aren't really smoke shows. I'm not someone like I'm not an Anton Daniels. I see he was mentioned in the chat earlier. Let's try to, and I'll go ahead and say it. Let's try to keep other content creators' names out of our mouths. I'm not telling the chat what to do. Chat, you can do whatever you want. Live chat, the fact that you're participating, that any content creator that has a live chat that participates should be lucky and should be thanking those guys. But, for myself and for people who are to come to this panel, I would most certainly like for you guys to not mention other content creators. So, yeah. So maybe is the fact that I go on too late. I'm sorry, I have a family. It did see the house is quiet right now. People are asleep, so I'm free and clear to do the show. It's unfortunate because people have to go to sleep and they have to get up to work tomorrow. Go to work tomorrow, and that still should not be an excuse because I've been doing this show long enough. So I mean, I'm harder on myself than anyone. Than anyone is hard on me. So y'all can the haters can hate, the potatoes can potate, but no one is harder on Kev than Kev. So when Kev looks at this kind of thing, Kev is, questioning himself. But another person questioning me, fuck you. I don't give a fuck about you. This is the mentality that black men have to have. You've been too nice. I'm not saying go start. start smacking people across the head or something like that. I'm not suggesting any form of violence, mild or major. We would never suggest that here. But as far as the mentality, you have to grow some nuts, black man. I'm sorry for those of you who are heeding the words of Barack Obama and Tiffany Cross and people like that. Yeah, potatoes can't potato. Yeah. If they are heeding the words of people like that and they're being shamed into a vote. If you're a black man it's being shamed into a vote. I'm sorry for you. You're afraid. You're afraid of and I already told y'all this months ago. Most men will start being afraid of being labeled, sexist, misogynist, a woman hater, a black woman hater because they've labeled Kamala a black woman. But that's weak. Either way, that's weakness. Either way, it is. It's blatant weakness. To be led to the polls and being told what to do. You will cast that motherfucking vote. I already know. I already got an idea for my next short, so I hope y'all like it. I'm gonna put more me into the shorts, and short. I mean, if I can find news clips under a minute, I'll do those as shorts too. Like there's a way to do everything. I mean, if it helps my channel grow, if it you know tells YouTube, hey, this guy is doing some things, then that's okay. It's not like we're being a slave to a way of thinking. We're just trying to get the most out of this platform. Just like I'm not slave to the Democratic way of thinking. Yeah, I mean I'm from the South. I have two Black American parents. Of course, they taught me every step of the way to vote Democrat. Just vote Democrat. Vote for the Democrat. In fact, in the '80s, I got tired of seeing the Democrats lose the presidential. I mean, but not only that, they used to lose they used to lose the locals too. Like the we had Republican governors, so that was just what it is. And it bothered everybody black that the Republicans always won, and that we always acted like we was under this level, some underculture level of scrutiny because the Republicans were winning and the Democrats were losing. One thing I would always notice is that both the Democrats and the Republicans look the same. Shit. Yeah, it's more than a shirt, man. It's more than a shirt. It's a mentality. And like, what level of respect do you think a black husband gets for wearing that shirt? And I have two guesses. Slim and none. I mean, Slim is being generous, calling a black man a black woman hater because he doesn't like Scandal Harris is a lack of critical thinking. Yeah, she's an Indian, and this is not a discussion that I'm gonna have with I'm gonna start treating my friends and family how my friends and family treat me. When they hear something they politically disagree with, just hold steadfast and just possibly just say you don't want to talk about it. I refuse to be a race soldier for her, and I have to fight to maintain my standing in the race amongst motherfuckers I've known for years. It is quite insulting. And if you've never cursed a family member or a friend out, use that card for that. Just geez. Like Mordecus was good. Said shout out to you, Kev, for hitting 4K. Yeah. 4K. It was a hard road. It was a hard road. Let me. I know what video helped me hit each milestone, like the 1K, the 2K, the 3K, and the 4K. And that wasn't necessarily because of community tab shares from other content creators. So don't let anyone tell you that. There were 4 videos significant to me crossing each milestone. The 1K came from a video that I did. It got to almost 10K views. It didn't quite make it, but it gave it a try. I was surprised that the video did that much. It was a video where they dumped this girl. They say she was not she wasn't all mentally there. Like, said that she spit at him or something. Spit at the boys. I'm sure the boys said some bullshit to her, because young boys do that. They have it when they're you know when they're the sons of single mothers, they are a bit unglued. So they probably said something to her. She spit at them. They threw her in the trash. So that was years ago. Y'all don't if anybody remembers that the group of boys that threw that woman in the trash. And if you don't remember that, you should remember the time the dude whacked the girl in the face with the skateboard. And man was like, I'm Skeeter Mills. Who fuck she thinks she talking to? Yeah, which I didn't think was very funny. I mean, but who knows what she said to him to make him take a whole skateboard and knock her ass out. And people were trying to push the narrative that she turned him down and he was trying to holler at her and everything. I don't believe that's what it was. Yeah. I don't believe that what it was, but still, it's like I think hitting somebody with a skateboard and a dude full swing trying to go hit a home run, hitting the girl in the face with a skateboard. I think that's going a little bit far. But I did a video with both of those incidences on it, and I had that fictional character from the movie Harriet, Bigger Long in the background. That video got me over 1K subs. That video got me over 1K. I think I was at when I published that video, I was at like 790. And that video got me like 200 some odd subs. It got me to 1,000 subs. All right. It was a live stream. It was live streams actually that got me to 2K subs and 3K subs. And both of them involve Kevin Samuels. The first live stream, yeah, these are two very significant events. I think y'all would know off the top of your head which one of them was. But the first one was the Kevin Samuels, Rebecca Lynn Pope response to the average at best incident. Yes, that day, I was driving around and I said, damn, I had to think of a show I had to do because, stagnation is something that I always think about when I do something. Being stagnant is like the worst thing you can be in any aspect of your life. It's not a good feeling. And this time, let's just apply stagnation to YouTube. Um, yeah, a skateboard. So a skateboard. This happened what about 4 or 5 years ago? Yeah. So let's apply stagnation to this YouTube channel. I was like, damn, I need to find a way to, just grow the channel, get more viewership, you do better live streams. And this is around COVID time anyway. So live streams were popping off the chain back then. Um so I did a show on that and I did it shortly before. Kevin Samuels live ended. So that show itself got up to, I think the peak number was 550 live viewers. That was the peak number. I think it almost got up to 600, then it started to decline. Yeah, that night Kevin Samuel showed up in the chat. It was the only time ever. Yeah. And I gave him a moderator wrench. His moderator wrench is still active. I mean, he's of course deceased, but that's the only time. I had a lot of people show up that night. Yeah, a couple people came through. Like for a lot of people who watch this show now and watched this show before, that was their first time here. That was a significant show, and that was one that got me over 2,000 subs, and that was shortly after I got to 1,000. But it would take me a while to get to 3,000. 3,000 came with Kevin Samuel's death. The live stream I did. It was on a Thursday, I remember, and that peak viewership was at 500 live viewers, and it stayed like right above 200. That's what got me to over 3,000 subs. I mean, unfortunately, it had to be that show, but it is what it is. That's what got me above 3K. And based on how long ago that was, like what, like about 2 years ago. Uh, yeah, it took me that long to get here to 4K. I'm at 4,100. I have grown 130 subs since I think last Saturday, and those are because of shorts. Shorts can pad your it can pad your subscriber count. So that's the discovery I made. I will continue to release shorts to facilitate whatever growth this channel can get, whether it be by a live stream or a significant video or short, because this channel has grown all three ways. So, so although, like I said, there have been people that have shared their my live streams in their community tabs, and I've gotten subs that way. So I appreciate those people for doing that. You know, I won't say your name because I'm not cool with you. You know, not cool with you, who person that I'm directing this to, might have crippled this channel a little bit. And I don't give a fuck because I would have to do something like that myself anyway. And the fact that, I thought I was doing it myself before, but that would make you swallow a razor blade right there, you know, to realize. So it wasn't me, it was the fact that this person was sharing me in their community tab that would sometimes have the viewership kind of up a little bit. There was also somebody at one point that was putting these live streams in their Discord, and the fact that they were doing it instead of me, that made me kind of swallow my pride. So I trust me, I feel way better doing it on my own. It makes me appreciate it a lot more. And I don't have to really care how many people are here. I mean, having a good number is nice, just like having over 4K subs is nice. I appreciate and thank all of my new subscribers. You're not really my subscribers, you're YouTube subscribers. You're just kind of here. You subscribe to this channel. So, I mean, but you're just like I have my homeboys, my family. I guess I could say you're my subscribers. It's a humbling thing. And, I just don't want to feel like that, I'm claiming ownership or something like that. I mean, I don't want to. You guys are actual human beings that take your time and listen to these types of shows because, you see the same old bullshit on TV, controlled narratives. These narratives are not controlled. People are allowed to disagree or give me another's perspective that might be better than mine. I'm supposed to have the best perspective. That's my view, but that's not always going to be the case. Let's be realistic. I see New is in the chat. What's good? He said, "How's that skateboard doing?" By the way, asking for a friend. Probably in the annals of history. Like, I mean, I'll just say it. Like, I do understand that women do get flagged, but we have a societal disadvantage when it comes to women. We can't just do what we want. We can't just hit them over the head, and we're not cavemen. We can't just bash them over the head and drag them back to our cave and do whatever. That's we're not Neanderthals. We're human beings, and nobody should hit anyone with a fucking skateboard. I mean, shit. Maybe do like Sean Connery, but a skateboard, like shit. Maybe maybe he talked. I mean, maybe she talked about his mother or something. Because dudes flip out when you talk about their mother. Especially if them sons are single mothers. Like, not to make light of it, but let me go back to some. Let me go back to some. As I see Forever Blessed down there. What up? Big care there will be jealousy as this channel grows, but success is the way to humble the detractors. Uh, no, not to say this channel cannot be. I'm not saying this channel cannot be at. Oh, one content creator I will mention is the amazing Lucas. I don't want to be an amazing Lucas in any way, shape, or form as far as growth. Someone who grows one way, he flip flops and loses his audience because he was on his way to being as big as the Officer Tatum, but he screwed that up. He was doing the conservative thing, and then he decided he didn't want to be conservative anymore. So most of his audience left. They stayed. Many of them stayed sub. I mean, he lost a lot of subs because of that. But his viewership ain't nearly what it should be. But the reason why I bring Lucas up because as of late he's been on an anti-black man campaign again. Like it's like he wants to become the male Cynthia G. Like he places himself above the average black man as far as his knowledge, and he's an intelligent young man. But he's one of like he's a douchebag with a punchable face. Like when I first saw anything from Lucas, this was way before he had any of this angst toward this. I mean, toward the space that you know we have a tendency to frequent. I'll put it to you like that. I'll call it that. But my view on the way he came at the space is we as a space should have put up a better defense because so many people say so many negative things about that space. I would expect more from men, but hey, the men who want to represent that space, like for real, it they they don't want to say nothing. I, I'm I'm a confrontational guy. I mean, that's why I have smoke shows. I'm very confrontational. There was a lot of people that had a lot to say about that space, but you know, I'll just it was having the show was kind of a dare for them to come over here, but they never did. And it's their prerogative. I'm not whining about people not wanting to come to the smoke show or anything like that. I'm not doing that. It's it's just the fact that people have so much to say about a space that I was willing to represent that I wanted to know why such a hate and the vitriol. But as of late, that's not a question those people have to answer. But I'm not gonna spend as much time on it as them. Is that's the center base of a lot of these channels content. What how many angles that they can use to go at a space full of black men. And it always had been about black men to me. That's why I named this channel Black Men Being Brutally Honest. That's why I named that Facebook group, a year before I made this YouTube channel. Not even a full year, but it was called Black Men Being Brutally Honest with Everyone. And it caused quite a stir because our people don't like that. And I'm talking about black folks. We don't like that. We don't like when black men say that shit. So I carry the name proudly. It's just that it's not enough for me looking at the percentage of black men that are actually brutally honest. For me, that's a very low number. You may feel differently. And I'm not trying to drag the brothers. I'm not trying to be like the amazing Lucas who believes that his channel will have traction again if he becomes a black man hating channel. So there's another one out there. There's another black man hating channel. And, according to those channels, all black men that do podcasts are problematic. They just hating on women and that word they love to use, incel. People who can't get smacked across their fucking jaw because they're on a Wi-Fi connection have a tendency to do whatever they want. And that's just bottom line. Shoot. Shoot. So yeah. So it's Mr. Me Too. What's good? Thank you for the super chat. He says salute to the growth Kev. Hashtag support black men. Hashtag DOV. Hashtag BIW. Hashtag I'm farging with it. Hashtag stay true. Thank you for the moolah. We got Ken seeing red in the building as well. Hybrid catastrophic. Impact X83 Power said as annoying as a lot of women can be. That's still not cool. Violence is not the answer. No, it's not the answer. Because see, what a lot of black men don't realize is that you already outsmart them when you bring up the fact. Nobody can argue with the fact. Everyone loses against the fact, even me. Uh, the only thing they can say is fuck your facts. And most of them for that part do. Because niggas don't care about facts. uh yeah, shout out to the new subs. Yeah, shout out to you guys. And I know most of you are here via shorts. Most of you are here via shorts, but that doesn't matter because I just got through explaining that my channel has grown through all of the mediums. It's grown through shorts, it's grown through videos, it's grown through live streams. It's all like I also said, it's grown through community tab shares as well, but I'm no longer relying on that. If you are a content creator and if you want to share my live stream or any content I create, that's fine. You can go ahead and do it. But that doesn't mean I owe you my undying loyalty and servitude because I don't expect to be treated that way. Like not just because also because you're a fucking free thinking human being. That's what we like around here. We like free and critical thinking. Yeah. So yeah, we got Rob in the building. Black Light Revelations 2. We got some radiation in the chat, y'all. Just go ahead and show Rob some love for being here. He is an avid supporter of the channel and a member as well. So thank you for being here. Why Skinner Man K? What's good, man? This is a guy that's been around since the 1K. Or probably before the 1K, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Why Skinner Man Cave has been around for a while. Yeah, Andre Fourth 20. He's a 3K guy, I believe. That I mean, he said he's been in the clouds for a while, but then he really just started commenting and participating as well. So Andre 420 is always appreciated. I mean, said Lucas some tampons. Yeah, his argument now that black men are politically dumb. I guess he's trying to get the staunch Democrat algorithm now. He's gone from extreme conservative to now extreme Democrat. I'm not saying he's liberal because he's not down with the gay stuff and all that, but that's probably on the way. That is probably on the way. And notice there's always something major happening during an election cycle. Like I would say 2016 was police killings. I remember significantly Alton Sterling and Terrence Crutcher happened the week of the Democratic National Convention. So that was very distracting. And I do remember seeing like demonstrations, protests, where cops was spraying people down with like pepper spray, water hose. I mean, it looked like the fucking 50s and well, looked like the civil rights movement during like it was fucked up. But videos like that are taken down very, like I said, this is edutainment. Take this with a grain of salt. If it's something that I can't show, then I don't want it to be late because they labeling us misinformation and disinformation. That was something started by the big back Democratic loyalist women like Stacey Abrams. It's misinformation and disinformation. I saw a very alarming clip of Hillary Clinton saying that if we do not get control of this, talking about, social media, more specifically podcast. Because the word on the street is black men podcasts are anti-black and they're anti-black vote. She said if we do not gain control of this, we lose control. Why did she say control twice? Like that's why they say these people are no smarter than you are. They just happen to be in bigger positions than you. So when people start praising these old egregious motherfuckers, man, you can just kind of side eye because they don't sound very smart when they're on TV, or any form of media for that matter. They talk to people like they're dumb. That's what I try to get a lot of people to see about how these current politics operate. But people don't want to listen. They want to stick to their guns and look at you like you're some kind of stupid, crazy conspiracy theorist with wild hair or some shit like that. Lucas selling out for subs. He is absolutely doing that. He's trying to become like extreme Democrat. You black men are dumb. Blah blah blah. And what I believe he's doing is he's anticipating that Kamala's gonna win. So it's like black men, we're gonna have to catch a lot of flack if Kamala wins. I'm not. I mean, vote how you want. That's what my last short was about. Vote how you like. Don't let anyone shame you into believing that voting for the couch or voting for Jill Stein is somehow a vote for Donald Trump. The only vote that is for Donald Trump is if you actually select Donald Trump in the ballot box. That's the vote for Donald Trump. Stop letting these people talk to you like you're a fucking idiot. That's all I'm saying. Because they gonna fight for Kamala. They gonna race soldier for Kamala like she goddamn she like her and Lupita Nyong'o are identical twins or some shit like that. It's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. How people have become blatantly disrespectful because the TV told them to hate Trump that much. Like, I mean, these motherfuckers act like Donald Trump stood in front of a college and wouldn't let black kids in. I mean, the man, he said some wild, crazy, zany stuff. I mean, yes, he said he said some things that were very unpresidential, according to some folks. He did, but I mean, just shit. The insane nature the your average Democratic supporter. And I'm not saying you're crazy just because you vote Democrat. I'm just saying that a lot of your brethren and sister, they're fucking rabid. I started to see foam come out their mouth when they're speaking about their political party. And some people will say that they are very passionate. What I'm saying is they're very annoying and disrespectful. They don't want another perspective at all. And then they try to project it like, oh man, you need talk to a Republican. Talk to a Republican about it. No, I'm talking to you. You're not in third grade. Shut up. We actually don't have to catch flack if either candidate wins. Trump tripled his black support, and Kamala Harris is consistent with every other Democrat at the floor of 80%. Mm. And Trump tripled his black support has tripled. Yeah. Yeah, I guess they're getting roasted by black people who believe that Kamala Harris is their messiah, just like they believed Obama was. Obama kind of did. He should have kept his mouth shut. Kind of like that. That kind of reminds me of like when Viola Davis like was talking about widows instead of promoting the movie itself. She talked about kissing Liam Neeson, and she was saying stuff like it's important that a 54-year-old, like a 50 plus black woman is kissing a white man like Liam Neeson. Yeah, she said this in the press, and I don't expect y'all to get mad, guys. Don't get mad at black women because Viola Davis fucked her own movie up. But this Barack Obama kind of, for me, impulsively did the same thing. Kamala might win. She might win. And the reason why she might win is because of everybody's rabid, insane hatred for Donald Trump. Like, the way the TV told them to hate Donald Trump. Like, Donald Trump is supposed to be equivalent to the apocalypse. Like, for real. If Donald Trump wins, you're going to see that. Remember that white woman in the skull cap? She was like, no. You got to watch that shit again. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I was upset when Trump won the first time because I was drinking the Kool-Aid. I was like, oh God. Oh man. I mean, shit. Dude, I might have a white man say, come here, boy, tomorrow, and nobody do anything because of Trump. Like, that was that was the kind of shit I was on. I was ready to swing on one. But it wasn't much different than any other president. And I wish people wouldn't have aneurysms over this stuff. So they love calling them racist, but can't tell you why. They're mad at Trump because he says things like shithole countries. I remember that rally in 2016 where he said I would like to punch that guy in the face. It was a black guy that was screaming and hollering at him, and the police dragged him out the rally and they punched him. So that's why a lot of people say that Trump is racist. Also, he's endorsed by white supremacist groups. I believe that his father was involved in the KKK. That's why people say Trump is racist. Trump himself, however, by his public appearances and how he always appeared in public, I wouldn't be able to tell if he was racist. And I'm not saying that because he's around all these black celebrities, because I don't care how many black men celebrities Donald Trump is around, they're gonna still call him racist. Because black men have yet to realize that your own people minimize your blackness. Some of you niggas act like no, that ain't the case. You just hate women, bro. You just hate you man. You just hate women. Shut up, nigga. Fuck you and the mother and the pussy you came out of. But you're minimized, bro. You're not valued. I don't care how many simps sit up there and call black women queens and beautiful. It will never be seen as anything. I don't care how many black men wag their finger at other black men for not voting Democrat. It doesn't matter. It will never ever matter. They would never be satisfied with your dumb ass. And I'm not calling black men dumb. That's Lucas. He wants to get on the black man hate algorithm just in case Kamala wins. So he'll have all those bitch ass people coming to him. Oh, black men suck. Oh my God. A guy with a slightly punchable face. I'll tell you the truth, man. If people say I have a punchable face, I'll welcome them to try. I don't know if my face looks punchable, but Lucas's face is definitely punchable. Democrats have had 80% minimum black support. Yes, they have since 1960. They have had 60 years that are closest to the 100% of any demographic. LOL, I won't be accepting blame for anything. No. Yeah, and the point Rob makes is all these Obama with his disconnected ass. Um, all Rob is basically pointing out is there's still a very large, vast, significant amount of black men support the Democratic Party. So why the fuck is Obama saying any of that? And Wendell Pierce even said that. Oh, by the way, he's backpedaled, and he's shaking hands and kissing babies with Obama again because these old I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I guess it's these Weinstein Epstein times, these Diddy times. Calm down, nigga. They got tapes of all of us at Diddy's party. Like that's how they're acting right now. They're acting like they have to say this, to the black men that never have been to any of Diddy's parties. So hey, fuck you on that. You should have thought about that when y'all was greasing y'all selves up with that baby oil and started playing butt naked slip and slide all over the place. Like, stop. I don't like that. That's you guys, you crummy fucking celebrities who keep trying to tell black men what to do. Fuck you. Don't tell me how to live. I live a different lifestyle to you guys. I don't do butt naked slip and slide all over a fucking party, with magical baby oil. Like the fuck and Cambodian breast milk. Like Obama can't tell me shit at this point. You better be glad Michelle ain't here. Like, what the fuck? What's she gonna do? Look at us, you black men. You goddamn right. You know what though, Rob? I'm gonna take blame anyway. If she loses, I will take the blame. Goddamn right. Black men did that. And if y'all continue to fuck up, we'll continue to do this. Shoot. We have got to show these people that we are serious. Don't carry yourselves as insignificant as they say you are. Obama is on his virtue signaling tour. This motherfucker had the audacity to say that you don't just, it. He's trying to say it's sexism and misogyny because we don't want to see that woman as president. And the first thought that should have came to anybody's mind, and I had to be reminded of this too, is finally, once again, the Democrats know what a woman is. Hmm. Yep, they know what that is once again. They don't know what one is other times, but they know what one is now. Like Willie Brown knows that she's a woman. So yep, Trump black support is up 300%. But that's because his number was so small. He was at about 7. Now he's at 21%. But that's still enough to make black Democrats flip the fuck out and just start pointing the finger at anywhere they can, which is fucking ridiculous. And you got the big bags and the bitters and the bed weaves and Maxine Waters sitting up there pointing the finger at black men. Okay, We might well wear that shit, man. We might as well go ahead and do it. I mean, you can do what you want. You're a grown man. But like I said, if Trump win, I'm gonna wear that shit. Hell, goddamn, yeah, we did that. Yeah, blame black men. Yeah, do what the fuck we say. Yeah, troll the asses. We support Democrats at such a high rate we can never double. Double would be at 160%. Yep, true. We are staunch supporters of the Democratic Party, and we believe that we should support Democrat because it's black. Support black because it's black. Democrat, black people love Democrat. But see, thing is though, after Martin Luther King was there with in that Civil Rights Act signing, uh, shortly after that, he would say, "I've integrated my people into a burning house." The reason why you love the Democrats so much, and then I keep hearing this flipping of ideology. They flipped ideologies. They flipped it. Yeah, tell me how they flipped. And please don't say racism. Little Dookie Stain. Little Dookie Stain, are you a real person? Oh, Obama will piss on your leg and tell you, yeah, like he, he'll he'll go into Flint, Michigan with a clean glass of water that he obviously brought on Air Force One and drink it in front of those folks. Oh, this is Flint water, man. You lying up? No, it's not. Little Dookie Stain. That's a funny name. LeBron said, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party." He also said, "R.I.P. King Von and welcome home, Big Meat." All celebrities, man, they live in this weird little world, man, where they've had the magic baby oil at a Diddy party. Once they had that, that's it, man. That's it. Slip and slide butt naked across the floor. And then like for some reason, like some of them dudes end up in the middle of other dudes doing that shit. So that's as far as we'll go with that. But it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. Little Doogie staying all right. He be in my chat from time to time. Okay. He said link. Okay. B1. Okay. Yeah. B1. I mean, I'm not that's are you Jason Black B1, or are you formerly of the B1 regime that used to be headed by uh Tad's exclusives and grown woman vibes, who since then been booted from YouTube for for I think that had something to do with like they kept talking about Shirley Strawberry and oh, Jason Black ideology. Okay. Kept calling her husband nasty Nesta. I thought that shit was hilarious. I thought that I think because like you can always not Taz and Nala, absolutely. Okay. All right. Hey, what up, Mr. 420? What's good?
What's good? I'm just chilling. I was wondering your thoughts because I seen the video earlier. Like it randomly came up on my feed. Trump when he was over at McDonald's. Did you watch that? Did you watch that yet?
No, I haven't watched it yet, but like there's some videos in my feed, like Tyrone Magnus reacted to it. And then there's a couple of other content creators that reacted to it.
Yeah, I was actually watching the video when Tyrone Magnus like put out his video. Coincidentally, it happened, but
Yeah.
I was watching the video. But yeah, uh, I'm I'm just looking at the comments like on that video because like I watched it on Trump's channel first, and then I like seen it on his channel after the fact. But you know, basically people are just like that was more than what she did. Because remember, she was saying that she worked at McDonald's and she did that embarrassing, like talking about like Big Mac toppings for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, but it amazes me that there are still going to be people that's going to vote for her no matter what. And will also, it even amazes me further that there are people who will sit there and argue with each other, call each other all kinds of names, call kids all kinds of names, and then sit up there and try to claim that they're pro black and they love their people and give her the black card. So that's just weird to me at the end of the day. Just saying, is being race soldier for someone who is obviously pandering to the hand to the highest degree. It's so disingenuous. It's insulting, and our people act like they don't see it. They don't want to see it. It's just they want to live vicariously through this person. Yeah. So it's anything like we always we always uh I don't know. When it comes to us Black Americans, and I don't know if it's like that in Canada, but we always have a tendency to choose the one we would otherwise have a problem with. Like the say for instance the colorist crybabies, the colorism crybabies. The ones that say, "Oh, it's because of my dark skin." Those people always choose the lighter skinned motherfuckers that the TV say choose, aka Kamala Harris. I mean, they choose they always do that. Yet, we this just it's crazy. And I mean, I'm just saying, choose who you want to choose because it's like we're headed for a dumpster fire anyway. We believe that we're headed for a dumpster fire under Trump because of, and a lot of that is indoctrinated belief. Um, and we are heading for a dumpster fire with Kamala because of what we see, what we've saw, and it it doesn't scare me. It really doesn't. I mean, in certain ways, the only thing that I really see significantly change with each president was how many taxes was coming out my check. That's it. It's always a financial thing. It's always a money thing. So you got to find other ways to get money. But it's um this is why I don't understand why people are so passionate about political seasons. It's not really doing anything for you. I mean, if you are in a state where you're directly impacted by the politics, then congratulations. But presidents, I don't know. I don't see what the hype is. Is it, and I may be saying this as a black man that has not seen anything significant happen because of uh, I
Well,
mean, you can throw
I,
most
I,
of the
I,
major events off on presidents, but it's like as far as moving the needle in our community, nah, you move the needle backwards, but not. Go ahead.
yeah, I think it's like actually important this time around because there's a lot of stuff going on. So without getting into details, like you have people that are like speaking about this that are actually talking about like what's going on behind the scenes,
Mm,
like and it should be safe to say because these people are saying this stuff, like they're talking about like the whole like globalist agenda and all that kind of stuff, right?
mm, mm. But don't you think that it's not? I mean, if it's gonna happen, it's nothing that people like me and you can do about it anyway. That the powers that be, the faces you don't see, are the ones that's gonna decide what happens.
Well, I've seen this said on like many channels where they're saying like you don't have to vote for you don't have to vote for Trump, but just whatever you do, just don't vote for Kamala.
Well, I understand that. I understand that. If anybody is and I mean, like I said, edutainment. Take this with a grain of salt. If anybody's a plant, if anybody in, if you don't know what a plant is, not something that grow out the ground or grow out of dirt, you know, if you don't know what a plant is, look at her. That's a plant. So I mean, you just she didn't have to go through any process to get the nomination, and for them to streamline her like that is very, very odd.
Well, there's a lot I could say on this subject, but I'm trying not to get like either of us in trouble. So, but I did post a link in the back chat. Like, shout out to like Kudo for that one. But it's a pretty funny clip.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, they make you freedom tunes.
Nah, that clip specifically was like hilarious.
Okay. Shit. I don't know if they'll do copyright claim on it. Let me see. They probably will. Let's see. Hmm. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I want to show it. Like the copyright. I'll watch it later because I don't want this video. I mean, I don't want this video copyright like Sky News Australia. I watch Sky News Australia. Hey, I think I don't get any claims from them. Hold on 1 second. This guy Trump working at McDonald's. Oh shit.
Yeah, that was actually it was a pretty good clip because like people were saying that like Trump was trolling Kamala by doing that just for the fact that she was like I worked at McDonald's, but even though there's no
Ma,
records, like
come, come,
McDonald's
come,
came out and said that like she hasn't worked for them in any location.
peep, and you know our people don't care. They don't care, man. They don't care if she is a liar or anything. They want to live vicariously through her. That's what they want. They want the representation.
That's why they were saying like Trump was trolling her because he was just like why would he go to McDonald's, and like work there and shit like
Yeah.
it was a decent video I'd say like
NBC, Sky News Australia, NBC, MSNBC, and meltdown after Donald Trump's McDonald's shift. Let me tell y'all something. Like how I started to realize that these news channels were full of shills. Um, I realized that during the 2016 Democratic nominee race in how they talked about Hillary Clinton as opposed to how they talked about Bernie Sanders. And Bernie Sanders was like, what, 71, 72 years old. And people were like, well, he's too old. He wants to give away free stuff, all this other shit. He's too old. The same people who said then that Bernie was too old were ready to put Joe Biden back in office. And Joe Biden's what, 81 years old? All right. So who wants to watch a little bit of this?
yeah, run that clip.
All
That
right.
that's what's hot right now.
Oh, okay. Rob says he used Sky all the time. They pretty cool. Only WG in Chicago. Okay. What up, Sean? It's hot, Rob. All right, cool, cool. So let's run this.
Shocked over the weekend after they were greeted by Donald Trump at the drive-through window of a McDonald's restaurant in Philadelphia.
Everybody. Hey, I'm having a lot of fun here, everybody. Oh my God! Oh my God! Hello, everybody.
You can take this, right? Donald Trump immediately got to work swapping his suit jacket for an apron to start his shift.
Man.
That's great. Thank you.
Oh man.
Donald Trump worked the floor across the entire McDonald's restaurant, from salting fries.
So grab
Let me
that.
give him extra salt.
No. Yep. Oh, yep. Good.
Okay.
Right there. And then we're gonna grab the fry scoop right here.
Right.
Put it into there and just give them a twirl that way.
Yep, that's how you do it. When I worked at McDonald's when I was 17 and 18 years old, that's exactly how we did it. And so
To having a chat with customers at the drive-thru.
But I could do this all day. I wouldn't mind this job. I like this job. I think I might come back and do it again. Thank you.
man, okay, wait till you open up the place. Oh no, it's non-white people. He's shaking hands with non-white people. Oh my God.
For ordinary people like us to meet you.
You're not ordinary.
I mean, thank you so much for
not
everything you
ordinary.
do.
I can see.
We pray for you, and you are the type of person we.
Hey, isn't that what? Isn't that like isn't that one of Kamala's people? Isn't that an Indian?
Well, like the original video that I watched, like when he was at the drive-thru, it was white people that was pulling up.
Yeah. But but you know, you would think that a racist would make sure that they were all, I mean, especially one as powerful as Donald Trump would want nothing but white people around him. I mean, you see he got black workers in there right now. I'm sure he had a bunch of Secret Servicemen ready to tackle anybody that had got any ideas. But
Well, Blacklight actually just brought up something that also that I was thinking about, because apparently Kane and the Undertaker, they support Trump, but Kane, I'm like Kane, like the Undertaker, like I give him all the credit. Kane is like, it's kind of like his little brother to me.
Kane, yeah, they were brothers on screen. They're just tall. They're just two guys that happen to be tall. But you know, their careers in the WWE are very significant to each other. So yes, you can always give them that credit. But
apparently, like Dave Batista came out and he was like, he's supporting Kamala heavy, and he apparently said some goofy shit. And I'm really disappointed in Dave Batista, because like I liked him in the Marvel movies, but hearing him saying that.
let me tell you something. Me and my group of friends, you know, we always, like I said, we were the ones that went to the 6 WrestleManias from 2007 to 2012. I had a running, like the girl of the group, she was a real big fan of Batista. And I had a running joke about how stupid Batista was.
Well, just real quick, Jersey Hammers. Yeah, I did hear that Kane is actually a mayor right now. I heard he's a mayor somewhere in.
Yeah, he's the mayor of Knox County, Tennessee. He's a mayor in Tennessee. Yeah, but let me read. I want to read what Rob said. That shit Trump doing and the clips with the Undertaker and Kane, that's the shit that will put him over with the votes. Can't blame black men. Kamala Harris chose not to campaign. Yeah, she chose not to campaign that way. Instead, she decided to send her Democratic minions, and that's a hell of a thing to say about Barack Obama. A minion when he's a former
the only thing
president.
that I'm disappointed. The only thing that I'm disappointed about, like the conversation that he had with the Kane and the Undertaker, was that they weren't in costume.
They what?
They weren't in costume.
They weren't in costume.
Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed about
Man.
that.
Those guys are retired.
That's fine, but that's what they're known for. So
yeah. And then they like Undertaker used to stay in character for the most part so he could sell the legend of the character. So he used to go out in public looking crazy too. So he did that for a lot of years. And I mean, like it got the character over pretty well. But it's like look, if you are a black person, whether you vote for Kamala Harris or you vote for Donald Trump, I might side eye you a little bit if you vote for Kamala, and that's a hell of a thing to say, seeing that Trump is supposed to be this huge racist and this horrible person. But I mean, outside of that, I'm not gonna hate you and want bad things to happen to you just because you choose to vote a certain way. And I get tired of people saying that, some of the people die for our right to vote. Like they'll be very disappointed in how you view things for those people who die for our right to vote.
Okay, Kev. So Donald Trump, he actually pardoned Lil Wayne and Kodak Black like before he got out of office, right? And
Yeah, he pardoned who?
he pardoned Lil Wayne and Kodak Black.
Oh yeah. Lil Wayne and Kodak Black. He pardoned him before he got out of office. Would a
Well,
racist do that? Or is
well,
it
Kodak,
just he's trying to pander,
Kodak Black is actually Haitian, right? So
uh,
like when that whole thing like eating the dogs and the cats thing came out, Kodak like actually made a further like video supporting Trump after that.
the assertion, like, so I'm not a person that's going to knee jerk like when I hear stuff like that. I take into account that that's because Asians were coming out too and talking about it was a stereotype. Maybe Americanized Asians and Americanized I don't want to say tether. Americanized Obama black people. There's black and then there's Obama black. Uh, maybe not with them, but in those countries, yes, definitely. They're eating all kinds of shit. I mean, we like some of those countries, they actually have a recipe for shit soup. So people can actually talk about that if they want to.
Well,
So,
I might have to go back and look at it, but like I think Kodak was like on some yeah, I'm gonna have to go over there and go check some kind of thing.
Kodak Black probably isn't the best choice as far as a perfect person you want to reference, but
Well,
if it's
well,
a part of his culture, it's a part of his
well,
culture.
the reason why I was referencing him is because like they were doing like the whole eating dogs and cats and stuff, and he's also Haitian, so and Trump personally pardoned him.
Mm.
So after the fact, like I said, he made a video. I can't remember what he said, but like you know, but basically he was still supporting Trump like after the fact.
Well, yeah. Like I said, if that is his culture, like I say, he's not the best representative of the best reference point. But if that is his culture and that's something that he knows, then there's not much arguing you can do with that. Let's see, Black Light Revelations 2. What was unique about the Kane Undertaker Trump thing is that all three are WWE Hall of Famers. Facts. Trump world Trump got World Street credit on the low. It's kind of wild. Trump is that dude in all the yeah. They
Yep.
love before 2016. Everybody loved Donald Trump. So where's all this hatred coming from? Like
What
the whole pushing the whole he's racist thing. Yeah, but and then like people have such hatred for Donald Trump now is that they did every time those black folks like Diamond and Silk and all them preachers and everything, and even Jim Brown and I understand Steve Harvey. Uh, even Jim Brown, they dismissed all black folks dismissed all of those people as coons. They're
what I'm really
confused.
what I'm really interested in because it was great that like the Undertaker and Kane like spoke out against like the Tisa bullshit that happened. I'm interested in like where Undertaker stands on the not
For me
Undertaker, sorry,
being a
Trump.
wrestling fan, I
Sorry.
haven't heard
Trump.
any of this commentary, but I would definitely check it out. And
Yeah, definitely check it out.
yeah, what I'll probably do is I'll probably make it into a short since I'm doing so good with shorts now.
What what I'm wondering about is like where Stone Cold stands on this. 'Cause I haven't
Man,
heard him say anything on the
I
topics
would
yet.
much rather I would much rather them not do this shit at all because I don't give a fuck. It's like, but about seeing wrestlers really. But if it's some interesting stuff, let's see. Let me see if I can find it. I mean, I am on YouTube. Undertaker, Trump. I just type in.
Or maybe search like Undertaker, like Kane, Trump, or Undertaker, Kane, or whatever.
Oh shit, they're sitting right there.
Yeah, they had a conversation with Trump.
Oh shit. Let's watch it. There's one on the short. Let's watch this real quick.
All right, everyone. November 5th, election mania. Choice is yours. You can go with President Trump, Kane, and The Undertaker, or you can take Kamala Harris, Dave Bautista, and Tim Walz. Choose wisely. The nation depends on it.
And that should be an easy choice.
All right, everyone.
And Dave Bautista. Oh god.
I'm
Yeah,
just
I'm
saying,
gonna check it out. Hey, in fact, let me go to your channel since you said that.
I'm just saying, like, once you hear the Undertaker sounds, like, you got to at least hear him out.
He's at a 4-minute video. Let's see. Let's see. I'm on. Okay, let me go to video. I need to go to videos, of course. Duh. What happened with politics? Do you talking about this one right here? You don't mind me showing it, do you? I mean, you could just post a link in the chat, and we'll have people watch it so it can get so it can get views and add to your algorithm. You said the video is lit simply because of the nostalgia of the gong. All they needed was Paul Bearer, and the shit would have been lit. Yeah, rest in peace, Paul Bearer. Hot Boy 95, I see you down there. I see Jersey Hammer down there too. Let me read Jersey Hammer's comment first. Listening to all these political ads, it seems no one is running for office should be breathing my oxygen, let alone have political office. Sad stuff, man. Yeah, that Netflix series on McMahon tried hard to shit on Trump as they were shitting on McMahon. Oh, I would say this about the McMahon documentary is like based on the things that I already knew about Vince McMahon, it was just something that pieced all of that together. So I wasn't really shocked at anything. I'm what you call one of those wrestling insiders. So no, I'm not mad at Undertaker and Kane for supporting Donald Trump. I don't give a shit. Yeah, Undertaker's still going to be one of my top 3 wrestlers of all time. Really top 5. I could say Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, The Rock, and Ric Flair. I would say. Yeah, but Vince McMahon, that was a motherfucker. Even Kurt Angle was like, when Vince McMahon dies, he's going to hell. Kurt Angle said he can't even talk about half the shenanigans he's witnessed with Vince McMahon. But he said he definitely said once Vince dies, he's going to hell.
Kurt Angle was definitely up there. I mean, like top 3, top 5. That's a hard decision, man.
I mean, I was talking about my favorites. I mean, Kurt Angle is still in my top 10. But as far as people who really made a significant mark in the business so Kurt Angle can do his thing, Stone Cold, The Rock, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair. The only reason why I don't want to include Hulk Hogan is because that N-word ran. That's the only reason. Fuck Hulk Hogan. I mean, Hulk Hogan definitely left his mark on the business, but Hulk Hogan was just a mouthpiece for Vince McMahon, as you will find out in the documentary. All of Hogan's promos, everything Hogan said, that was Vince McMahon speaking through Hulk Hogan. So I mean,
Booker T was in my list, but I didn't know he came from WCW.
Yeah, Booker T. Yeah, you can put him on your list if you want to, like, because see, when I look at wrestling, I look at all the organizations. I look at all of them. You know, I watched NWA when it was owned by Jim Crockett Promotions. When it transitioned into Turner Broadcasting, Ted Turner bought out it and it became WCW. I watched WWE ever since it was WWF back in the early '80s when Hogan, well, around the time Hogan first became champion. But even before that, I used to watch, wrestlers like Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, uh, Tommy Wildfire Rich, the Rock and Roll Express, the Midnight Express. I was deep in it. We even had a territory that used to stop in like there was a lot of territories all over the United States. What happened to those territories is that Vince McMahon bought them all up. They say that in the documentary too. Yeah, like I didn't like because I used to watch like they used to have a television program that was on a local channel in Montgomery, named Continental Championship Wrestling, and all of a sudden it didn't come back. And I was like, what happened? What happened to it? And then like I called the station and like I called the station. I went as far as to calling the TV station. What happened to Continental Wrestling? Shit. I want to watch Continental Wrestling. It was like well, all the wrestlers quit. And then come to find out years later that Vince McMahon poached all of the good wrestlers, including
So so
Yoko.
basically,
The
so
Samoans.
basically,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
just real quick, just so basically, you did a Karen, you called the station.
Say what?
So
Oh,
basically, you did a,
yeah. You talking about call the
yeah,
station.
yeah, you did a Karen and you called the station.
You said, "Oh, Rob said hit the video, hit the videos tab, Undertaker on the thumbnail. Oh, Tombstone. Oh, okay. You said hit that one. So let's see what's good.
Billionaires are paying less in taxes than we do.
I'm tired of
You're
this
rich
fucking
as
ad.
hell. We're going to give you tax cuts.
Well, I'm not rich as
Thanks for trying to get me with heavily edited clips of people talking. Yeah, like we don't know that damn technique. You can't skip past this shit either. They make you watch it.
Baker just Tombstone Kamala Harris's chances of winning the presidential election. WWE legend The Undertaker.
Okay, this is Black Light Revelations 2. He's in the chat. This is him speaking right now. So he said go ahead with the video. But definitely check out his channel. Definitely check out his channel. If you want to hear some political commentary that is not boring, you go to Rob. Black Light Revelations 2, y'all. Subscribe.
Tag teams with Trump in message to voters. Choose wisely. All right, let's see what they're talking about.
All right, everyone. November 5th, Election Mania. Choice is yours. You can go with President Trump, Kane, and The Undertaker, or you can take Kamala Harris, Dave Bautista, and Tim Walz. Choose wisely. The nation depends on it.
And that should be an easy choice.
All right, everyone. November 5th, Election Mania. Choice is yours. You can go with President Trump, Kane, and The Undertaker.
I want to know what
Kamala
Batista said.
Harris,
I'm gonna try to look that up.
Bautista, and Tim Walz. Choose wisely. The nation depends on it.
And that should be.
That's lit. That's lit. That's lit. WWE legend known as The Undertaker cut his own election promo in a video posted to social media on Friday after pro wrestling star Dave Bautista, known as Batista, took shots at former President Donald Trump.
In fact, they spelled his wrestling name wrong in the article. When he was in WWE, he dropped the U, so it was only Batista. So it wasn't Bautista; it was Batista. But that's their mistake. They're not a wrestling channel; they are a news channel. So
I just want to quickly say this. Kane and Undertaker, I think they had one of the best rivalries.
Yeah. Their rivalry is legendary. Like I said, their careers are legendary to each other because if it wasn't for the existence of the Undertaker, there wouldn't have been a Kane. Because the character the guy that played Kane, he played the fake Diesel. When Kevin is let me see, what's his name? Ray Hummer mentioned Kevin Nash, I believe. Yeah, what's up, Ray Hummer? Kevin Kevin Nash played. For those of you who watch wrestling, he played a character named Diesel in when it was WWF. He was also WWF champion, but he would eventually leave to go. What's up, Andre?
Just all I was trying to get to was like the Undertaker had the better choke slam.
Yeah. Better chokeslam and a better tombstone. But yeah. But what I was saying, yeah, Kevin Nash played this character named Diesel. Shawn Michaels' bodyguard at WWF. He would defect to WCW with Scott Hall. So Jim Ross, one day was on Monday Night Raw. He promised to bring Razor Ramon and Diesel back to the WWF, but they were two different guys when they finally showed up. And the guy that played Diesel would be the guy that would become Kane. So just putting that out there. Yeah, but let me continue Rob's video.
Trump earlier in the week. The Undertaker, whose real name is Mark Calloway, was seen on a video next to his former WWE colleague, Kane, the current mayor of Knox County, Tennessee, whose real name is Glenn Jacobs, and Trump, and addressed potential voters about their options come election day. Now, I'm curious. This is interesting, right? I wonder why they made the choices that they made. Let me know what you guys think about.
They have a rapport with Donald Trump. I would even say the irony is like the first WrestleMania I went to in Detroit was the Battle of the Billionaires between Vince McMahon and Donald Trump. So I was in the same vicinity as Donald Trump at one point in my life. The match was the Battle of the Billionaires. Vince McMahon had this wrestler Bobby Lashley represent. No. Wait a minute. Donald Trump had Bobby Lashley. Supposedly Donald Trump is a racist, but the irony is that Bobby Lashley is black. And Vince McMahon had Umaga, a relative to The Rock and Roman Reigns. He had Umaga representing him, and Bobby Lashley would beat Umaga at WrestleMania. And the condition of the match is whoever's representative lost, they had to get their head shaved. And Vince McMahon ended up getting his head shaved. So yeah, that was and at the same event, the Undertaker's opponent, because he had an undefeated streak at WrestleMania, his opponent was Batista. And that was he had it was Undertaker that was during the Undertaker's undefeated streak. So of course Batista lost. So let's see. I wonder what Kane was doing that night. I don't know if Kane was even on the card that night. It might be a little telling of let me see, WrestleMania 2007.
Well, realistically, but Batista wasn't going to win that fight. Realistically, Batista.
Oh shit! I also think that was that the last WrestleMania Chris Benoit participated in? Jesus Christ! Maybe. Hold on. Because when did Chris Benoit die? I think he died that year. Or he murdered his family, then he killed himself that year. Yeah. I was in the building with I was in the stadium with Donald Trump. I was also at the last WrestleMania that Chris Benoit performed at. So, no news podcast. What's good? Facts. I was thinking because they weren't feeling McMahon. No. Undertaker and McMahon, Vince McMahon are the best of friends. They are the best of friends. Undertaker said he is where he is today because of Vince McMahon. He's even gone as far as to say that he would, if that's what you were talking about. I mean, he said he'll take a bullet for Vince McMahon. That was out of his mouth. I think he
Yeah,
said that in the
he said
documentary.
that. Yeah, he said that in the documentary for sure.
All right. Oh, thanks, No News Podcast. Yeah, man. Yeah, I explain. I explain. You know how I got to each 1K milestone every time I had a K. My first 1K came from a video that I published about 5 years ago. It was about the kids that threw that woman in the garbage and that dude that hit that girl in the face with the skateboard. I put that on one video, and that got me to 1,000. What got me to 2,000 was the Kevin Samuels Rebecca Lynn Pope response. Uh, the one that got me to 3K was the Kevin Samuels death live stream. And I believe the Magic Johnson short that I did got me to 4K. So all three algorithms got me to these milestones. And I really should go back to doing the short pre-recorded videos because people enjoy those, but they liking the shorts too. So yeah, that 1K is proving hard to get. 1K is hard to get in general. You have to be super consistent. How I did it was different from how a lot of people in the space did it. I use pre-record videos and I use like nationwide stories and viral internet incidences to bring me subs. Uh, but the one I haven't really mastered yet is the live stream algorithm. When I did live stream with significant numbers, it seemed like it was always because other people were sharing my stuff, and that's kind of pride swallowing. So I have to get better at that because it's just me. I just don't want to. I just don't want to be in a position to where is like I can't get the most out of an opportunity. And I've squandered some opportunities before. So, I'm not perfect in that. But yeah, that just all I can say is keep pushing and it's just find your niche, find your stride, and it just the subs will come. The people and the one thing that is cool about people that subscribe to your channel is that those are people who fuck with you. They fuck with something you do. Bret the Hitman Hart was one of my favorite. Yeah, yeah, he was one of my favorites too. That WrestleMania 9 where Bret lost to Yokozuna and then Yokozuna immediately dropped the belt to Hulk Hogan. Yeah, I ain't like that at all. I felt like Bret should have had more time with the belt at that point. But I'm a guy that watches like a lot of like I listen to a lot of wrestling interviews and podcasts. So I do sometimes listen to the Undertaker's podcast. So whenever they release that episode with Undertaker and Donald Trump, I'll probably cover it.
Well, it's already out there, man. You gotta look it up.
Oh, is it? Oh, he already did it.
Yeah, he already did it.
Oh God,
I
why am I?
haven't, I haven't personally heard it, but I heard about it.
Yeah, but Goldberg, like he hates Goldberg. Like Bret the Hitman Hart hates Goldberg because Goldberg kicked him in the head at the end of his career, and because of that, he had a couple strokes, I believe. So, well, I think now he had one stroke. Just it was, yeah, it was, yeah. He was one of the best to ever do it, and to make it so bad, his brother, who died in the ring, uh, he was one of the best to ever do it as well. You know.
Okay, so I wasn't a WCW fan, or I can't remember the other one that was on at the time, but Goldberg was one of my favorite characters I would play in the game.
Yeah. Goldberg,
He had that spear.
yeah, Goldberg had that spirit, that suplex, like it's like a suplex power slam called a jackhammer. Goldberg popped off pretty quick. Like I remember his first match. And the way he was standing there, I was like, this guy's gonna win this match. Like, what the fuck is Hugh Morris doing out there with that guy? Like that guy's gonna win that match. And he won. Like the only person I think not the only person, but another person I significantly guessed right after their first appearance was Anderson the Spider Silva in UFC. soon as I looked at Anderson Silva and looked at his opponent, I said, they're my granddaddy. Like it was my granddaddy during like the last of his coherent days. I was like, yeah. I told my granddaddy, the black guy's gonna win that fight. He probably might end it in like a few seconds. Like, watch. And Anderson Silva ended that fight in a few seconds. Like he tapped Chris Lieben on the chin a couple times. Chris Lieben crumpled over. Oh, why am I asleep? Oh, that's how bad Chris Lieben had that fight lost.
Well, Spider
Yeah,
was one of my. Spider
I
was one of my favorites.
say go ahead.
I was just saying, Spider was one of my favorites.
Spider, him and John Jones, and I would probably even say Brock Lesnar. They're like my favorites of all time. Like as far as like the reason why I say Brock Lesnar, it was like I remember the fight between him and Mark Hunt. I was at a bar that night and everybody was talking shit about like WWE wrestlers and stuff and how fake it is and Brock and Mark Hunt gonna drag Brock and all the other shit. And then Brock ended up dragging him instead. The people were stunned at that bar. Man, if you could have seen some of the looks on them folks' faces. I laughed so fucking hard. I mean, even though like I said, Brock was like pretty much like he was made for that, like he was made for wrestling and he was a beast. Uh he's probably not in my top 10. You know, he in my top 20 maybe, not in my top 10. I'll put Chris Jericho above Brock Lesnar. But Rich Franklin knew his man. Man, Anderson Silva embarrassed Rich Franklin, and that's right after he beat Ken Shamrock. Because Rich Franklin was actually looking strong for a while. Because, like I said, he beat Ken Shamrock, and I think he won another fight. Man, I think he beat Forrest Griffin. Yeah, Rich Franklin beat Forrest Griffin. But when he got in there with Anderson Silva, it was not shit he could do. Not shit. Yeah, you heard that correct. It wasn't a damn thing. Like until Chris All American Weidman, there was not a damn thing any fighter could do with Anderson Silva. It wasn't. It was not funny. I mean, like Vito Belfort, like the way Anderson Silva knocked him out with that front kick to the face. Oh man. And then like it looked like he just like he bait like when he beat Forrest Griffin, he baited Forrest Griffin in, and as soon as Forrest Griffin leaned forward to punch, Anderson Silva tapped that man on the chin, and Forrest Griffin fell down.
Okay, Kev, that's not a fair one because Jericho, like he had the walls of Jericho.
Yeah, yeah. Chris Jericho. The reason why I put Chris Jericho above Brock Lesnar because Chris Jericho was a way better character than Brock Lesnar.
Oh yeah,
way better.
well,
Like Brock.
Brock Lesnar is like that's like new nigga shit to me.
Say what?
Brock Lesnar is like new nigga shit to me.
Yeah. He yeah, Brock is he gives off that killing machine vibe. But like I said, as far as like character work and what they contributed, there's a lot of people that are above Brock to me. Like
Well, don't get me wrong. I played him in the games, but that was only because of the F5.
man, Brock was a beast in the games. Like he's not in this year's
Yeah,
game because of that
that's why I played
Janelle
him.
Grant shit. But let's see. Bret Hart's rivalry with Shawn Michaels is legend. Yeah, and it was very personal too. It was very personal. Like Shawn Michaels, like him, Razor Ramon, Diesel, the 1-2-3 kid. Let me see. Who was there another person? Yeah, and Triple H. They were called they hung backstage. They were called the Clique, which basically they were the guys that had influence as far as match results and the direction of certain guys' careers, and they screwed a lot of people over. And Brett was one of those guys that like him and Shawn Michaels that like at one point they really hated each other backstage. They've since then made up because Shawn Michaels is a born again Christian. But like the way Bret, like I've heard a couple of interviews Bret Hart have done recently. Bret Hart is actually a funny guy. Like the way he tells the stories about how things used to go back in the day was pretty funny. But one thing that I've known consistent with each one of those wrestling interviews is there's not too many people that have bad things to say about Vince McMahon. Like, even when Vince made business decisions that they did not agree with, they still don't have. I mean, think about Bret Hart. His brother died because of a stunt that they wanted him to pull at an event one night. And the stunt went wrong and his brother died. And Bret was still able to, put that to the side. I mean, and that takes a lot. It really does.
Well, in the documentary, they were saying that like after like the cops like did the forensics and everything, they found out that like it was truly an accident.
It
Like
was truly an accident. Yeah. It was truly an accident. Bret was able to move on. Owen's wife has not moved on. She can't stand WWE. She hates Vince McMahon. Her biggest thing was the event should have been stopped that night. And I kind of agree with her. Like, why did Vince go on with the event when one of his wrestlers died?
Yeah,
Everybody would have understood.
well, and that was really fucked up because when I was watching the footage, it's like you seen the wrestlers at the time, like they were literally like when they were in the ring and they were outside.
Yeah, they
the
were
ring,
crying.
like
They were crying. They barely got through it. And McMahon made them go out there.
well, I was gonna say they were like looking at the blood, like you could see where their eyes were looking at, like
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was at the
I
blood.
mean, yeah, they friend like those guys. Those guys are the best of friends. They're like family. Like they're on the road with each other in those days, 300 days a year. They've gotten lighter with those schedules because they got management now that realizes they're human and they have families. But back in them days, them people did not give a fuck. You dedicated yourself to that craft and that was it. So they were friends.
Yeah,
All of them were friends, and they were on the road together. They tore up hotel rooms together. Fought in bars together. Like, yeah, those guys were like brothers. And
well
when
at that
Owen
time,
Hart died like that, that affected all of them. But Vince told them to like. I would have had to like. There would have been a couple red flags raised to me. How in the hell did Vince? But those people who were there that night, they still speak highly of Vince McMahon. The only person that really hates Vince McMahon out of that whole thing, there might be a couple more people, but his wife, Owen Hart's wife, like she's so spiteful toward the WWE. She does promotional work with her husband's name in a rival wrestling company. So yeah, let's see. Don't sleep on Chris Jericho. I heard him and Goldberg got into it backstage, and Chris got the yes, that's true. Chris Jericho put Goldberg in a Gracie lock because Chris Jericho was one of those guys backstage that refused to be intimidated by anyone. He wasn't even intimidated by Brock Lesnar. That's how Chris Jericho was. Like, they will tell you, like, if you watch the interviews, they will tell you who the real badasses are. Like, it ain't who you think. Now, Brock Lesnar, he was a true badass. The baddest of asses for real, was Kurt Angle. They said nobody fucked with Kurt Angle. Like, not even Brock. Like, he beat Brock in a shoot. He beat Brock in a shoot wrestling match. He didn't like Kurt tells it like Brock. It wasn't like he just destroyed Brock. It was closer than everyone thought, but Kurt beat Brock. Eddie Guerrero, when he was alive, uh, him and Kurt Angle got into a fight backstage. To say the least, Eddie Guerrero didn't have a chance against Kurt Angle. Like, even Ric Flair was like, man, you ain't beating Kurt Angle. he told Eddie, Eddie, are you crazy? Why are you swinging on Kurt Angle? You know what that man can do to you? And like Eddie was like, I don't care. Like, whatever. Fuck that. It's some fights you don't, some fights you just say fuck that. Just stay away from it. there's no shame in not fighting certain individuals, and Kurt Angle was one of them. Lex being the first to pick up Yokozuna. Yeah, they let me tell you something, Ray, about that. They actually sell they sell your product. They actually sell how difficult that guy was to pick up. Yokozuna probably wasn't. I ain't gonna. Nah, I can't say Yokozuna was a big motherfucker. So that took a lot out of Lex Luger. But like the whole thing to slam Yokozuna. Uh, let me see. Let me see what I'm saying. It's the right way. Uh, it was very difficult, but it was not as difficult as for someone who stays in the gym every day, eats about 5, 6 chickens, drinks about 10 protein shakes. I mean, does constant back and leg work, and just works on their arms and such. They probably could on a first try without stretch a little bit, and if that's what they're doing for that day, they can do that one thing. But not after a workout. I mean, but yeah, that was a heck of a thing to Lex Luger to pick up Yokozuna, being one of the biggest guys. Because I remember that day, that particular I guess skit or whatever. They had like football players coming out to attempt to slam Yokozuna. And like, let me tell you something too. The guy like Yokozuna had to boost himself up a little bit so Luger could get that lift so he can, toss him over. If you've noticed that those guys, they to keep people from slamming them, they potato themselves. Like they'll just kind of be a little limp so that'll keep them from getting picked up. But Yoko and is a funny thing for if you've seen Yokozuna, it's a funny thing for me to say that he actually kind of boosted himself up, jumped up a little bit to help Luger with that slam. But I don't doubt that at all. Also, Booker T and Batista got into it. Yeah. Booker T is from the streets, bro. Like he had that street shit in him, man. But Batista is a meathead. That's what a lot of people forget. He's a meathead. He also trained MMA and won his only MMA fight. So I give that to Batista. But Booker T is a guy that grew up fighting. So yeah, I wasn't surprised by that at all. Yeah, it was an outside arena too. It was on the USS. It was on a warship, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it was on a warship. On an aircraft carrier. That's what they call it. That happened on an aircraft carrier. Yeah, but yeah, it is almost 2 hours. Yeah, oh, Chaos Reigns backstage.
Yes, how you doing, man? How you doing, man?
Yeah, what up?
I forgot you were on. How's everything going, Kev?
Yeah, it was good.
That's good. That's good. I know you're talking about wrestling. It's hard for me to recall some wrestling stories because I know it's YouTube because I go back in time and I remember some of the great moves in wrestling. I'm not sure what moves that you like in wrestling. What is your top 5 moves, finishers?
What do you mean top 5 finishers? The tombstone, the super kick, the stone cold stunner, the rock bottom, and the ankle lock.
Okay. You mean Kurt Angle or Ken Shamrock?
Kurt Angle. Of course, Kurt Angle.
Okay.
Ken Shamrock didn't do it as long as Kurt Angle did.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he came with the ankle. I think it's 2002. Kurt Angle came out with the ankle lock, his own version ankle. I think it's like 2 years later. He came out in 2000.
Yeah, and then and then to say the top 5, there's probably not really my top 5. There were better moves like the Canadian Destroyer, the 5-star frog splash,
mm-hmm.
The spear, the choke slam. They have plenty of cool finishers, but if I could pick a top 5, the top 5 I told you.
Well, Kev, so speaking about finishers, the tombstone. I actually got tombstone when I was a kid, and I ended up getting staples off of that.
Yeah,
because my
because
cousin,
when
my
you
cousin,
really do those moves,
not my
it will
cousin,
fuck you
my
up.
yeah, like my brother was like really into wrestling. And he put me on it. He put me onto it.
Yeah, because when you hit that tombstone for real, what happens is called a stinger. That's what happened. That's what shortened Stone Cold Steve Austin's career. When Owen Hart put him in that tombstone fire driver, he had him down too far, and when it dropped him on his head, it ruptured a couple discs in his neck.
Yeah, I saw that shit, and that was a dangerous move. That's why you don't see Owen Hart do that move no more.
Well, Owen Hart is dead, so I mean, he been stopped doing much of anything, but he did that move one more time after he did it to Stone Cold. He did it to Dan the Beast Severn, who was trying to get into the WWE. But
Okay.
Dan Severn would have, if anybody who remembers Dan Severn, he was a UFC rival to Ken Shamrock.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Um,
before my time.
yeah, and for a long time he was the NWA champion. Like NWA still went on as an organization after Jim Crockett Promotions was bought out and became WCW. So Dan Severn was the NWA World Heavyweight Champion for a while, but Dan Severn was the real deal. Owen Hart put Dan Severn in that move, and then they tried to make it a big deal, like Dan Severn couldn't feel his body after it happened, and
God
yeah.
damn. Wow.
Well, that's the
Kev,
illusion.
Kev, like call this a guilty pleasure, but like one of my favorite wrestlers was Mankind.
That's not a guilty pleasure at all. Mankind was nuts. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, mankind. Mankind participated in the rating shift in the Monday Night Wars because Tony Schiavone on a live Monday Nitro said that Mankind, who used to be known as Cactus Jack, is winning the world title tonight, and that'll put butts in seats. What happened was, like a lot of WCW's viewership switched to watch him win that belt. And it was such a big moment. Like the
Wow.
crowd was lit.
I did not know that.
The crowd was lit. DX ran in. The Rock ran in. Stone Cold ran in. Well, it was
Like,
The Rock versus
And
Mankind.
he beat The Rock for the title, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he beat The Rock for the title. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, but yeah, it was yeah, that show was wild. And then to make it so bad, WCW on that same night, they had a title change themselves, but it was the for wrestling fans, it was the infamous finger poke of doom. Like Kevin Nash just beat Bill Goldberg, he was undefeated and world champion, and
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Nash beat Goldberg. So on that following Monday Nitro, they had a match between Hulk Hogan and Kevin Nash for the belt. And when the bell rang, Hulk Hogan poked Kevin Nash in the chest and just fell over. And Hulk Hogan pinned him and got the belt. And
okay,
that was the beginning of the end for WCW.
Damn.
so,
I didn't think of that.
so what stuck out? What stuck out for me for Mankind was like that Mr. Socko man. I was like, this dirty ass sock getting put in your mouth, man. Like that's like some ultimate disrespectful shit.
Yeah, it is. It really is, and that came out of the brain of Vince McMahon. All the crazy stuff you see on television that's kind of wilded out the way that you wouldn't pull on a normal human.
Mm-hmm.
Vince McMahon is it was Vince McMahon's idea. But the only thing about that is Vince McMahon didn't tell anybody to do anything he wasn't willing to do himself. And that way, like, couldn't nobody say no to him.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think the only thing worse than that was Rikishi,
Oh, the stink face. Oh God.
the fat motherfucker. Like,
Oh man, when he would rub his ass cheeks in people's faces. Yeah. I mean,
that was the only thing worse than that.
let me tell you something. It was the funniest when he did it on Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman screamed so loud. Man, that was funny. Paul Heyman was like, no, no.
And he smush all that, and then he throw his face into the shitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. Ray Hama said they even have wrestling even in Asia. Yeah, they got New Japan. they had All Japan, but All Japan folded. So they got New Japan Pro Wrestling. That's like there are WWE and New Japan and now AEW are like the big three. AEW is not a very strong third. I mean, they have pretty good quality wrestling shows at times, but they're like not really anywhere near WWE success. But yeah, Japan is a very significant battleground in the world of wrestling. So,
I think I had this conversation before with Roger and maybe Charles was there. I'm not 100% sure, but like we were having a wrestling conversation, and yeah, they did mention that like Japan, like they've been doing wrestling, especially Japan. They've been doing wrestling for like a quite
a
long
long,
time.
long time. They've been doing wrestling a long time. Hulk Hogan was their champion at one point. Yeah, when Hulk Hogan was at his height in WWE, he went to New Japan to compete for the belt and he won it. And he like I saw the interview. He pointed to the WWE's belt. Well, at the time WWF, he pointed to WWF's belt. He said, "This right here is a toy, is a trinket." He said that this belt right here, the New Japan, their champion is called the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. He said the IWGP Heavyweight Championship is the real deal. This is wrestling over here. And all the big guys, like by me having this championship, everybody will come to me for and have the best matches. Hulk Hogan could really go in the ring. Vince McMahon did not want Hulk Hogan to go in the ring. He wanted Hulk Hogan to do that same basic ass shit that he did every match. And that really and I mean but when Hulk Hogan would go, he would do like Hulk Hogan would doing like wrestling shit. Like I would see New Japan Hulk Hogan versus Kurt Angle, and it would be a great match. Kurt Angle still win, but it would be a great match.
I did like Kurt Angle. When I stopped watching wrestling, it like one of the last wrestlers like I remember was Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio still doing it. But Rey Mysterio, his role is more so trying to get the younger ones over. Because he still can go pretty good, but you can tell like a lot of those guys back in the day, they're starting to slow down because of age. And I mean, like, yeah, time catches up with us all. You know, and Ray, for him to have done it as long as he's done it is a pretty phenomenal thing. But Ray probably gonna be walking around like the Undertaker. Like Undertaker basically has no kneecaps. I mean, he's still walking around, but all that stuff he used to do, nah, not anymore. So yeah, pretty soon I see Rey Mysterio retiring.
I would say next year he'll probably retire when he hits 50. Most likely.
Yeah. Kurt Angle versus Daniel Bryan would have been a technical wrestling dream. Yeah, but WWE kind of messed that up. Like, well, yeah, that definitely would have been a great match. I mean, and Daniel Bryan has had some great matches. He put out a really good showing against John Cena. Like I was really surprised that John Cena would do that well against somebody with the prowess that Daniel Bryan has. The Great Muta, yeah, that rivalry between him and Sting in the '80s was classic. Surfer Sting. It's like Sting was somebody who became real popular and real good, and he didn't wrestle in WWE during his prime, but that was a shame because I would have loved to see him in WWE during his prime.
Yeah, but I understand why Sting. Oh, sorry, make sure I'm not muted.
The Hardys are still doing it, aren't they? Man, Jeff just got like a DUI conviction. He's not allowed to have a driver's license for like 10 years.
Yeah.
But I think he just got out of rehab and they trying to get him. And like they still wrestling. Yeah, they're still around. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad Forever Blessed brought that up because the Hardy brothers, like Yeah, they were they were a part of my list.
Yeah, Team Extreme, Matt and Jeff. Yeah, top greatest tag. If you know, you pick some of the top. The Hardy Boys would probably be in my top 10. Yeah, the Hardy Boys. I would say. Let me see. The Road Warriors, the Rock and Roll Express, the Midnight Express, the British Bulldogs, the Hart Foundation. Um, let's see. Yeah,
What?
the
Kane and the Under,
Hardys, the Dudley Boy, definitely the Dudley Boys.
Yeah, man.
the
That 3D when they said
was it the Dudley Boys or the Dudley Brothers? I can't remember what it was.
The
Dudley Boy.
Dudley Boys. They call them the Dudley Boys. And
Uh,
in ECW, like they had like a whole troop of them. Like some of them were insignificant because they weren't exactly good wrestlers. Some of them didn't stick around because Paul Heyman was real funny with the money. And I mean, like it wasn't Paul Heyman's fault. He just did not have the money. But Paul Heyman was so like he inspired them so much. Them guys would go 6 months without getting paid just to have an opportunity to wrestle for him.
Damn.
Kev, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think the Undertaker and Kane, like they should have had some tag team matches, man.
The Undertaker and Kane wrestled as a tag team called the Brothers of Destruction. So yeah, they were tag team champions at one point.
But who did they go against though?
They went against teams that they outshined. Basically, they didn't have too many. As the Brothers of Destruction, they didn't have too many good matches unless they were up against names that were big as they were, like the Rock and Sock Connection. But they went against some pretty shitty teams. Like they went against Diamond Dallas Page and Chris Canyon, which they destroyed. And then they tried to bring up this tag team from WCW called Chronic, just to have some guys that were just about as big as they were. But the Chronic sucked so bad that they were fired. Like, and the Undertaker actually vouched for him. In the middle of the match, you can even see the Undertaker was very frustrated. Like after the one of the other team members botched the move with him, he got up and he was like, "Fuck!" I was like, "Oh boy," because I remember watching that match. I was like, "Yeah, he's pretty frustrated." It's like when a wrestler shows their frustration in the middle of the ring, that means something's really wrong.
Well, it's kind of hard to say that like who Kane and Undertaker should have won against because I'm caught between like Stone Cold and The Rock, or The Rock and Stone Cold,
If it wasn't for
or The
Hawks,
Rock and Triple H. Like it's hard.
yeah. If the 2-man power trip would have survived, which was Stone Cold turned into a bad guy at WrestleMania 17. And then he joined forces with Triple H on that Monday Night Raw. That would have been a very good match, the Brothers of Destruction versus the 2-man power trip. But Triple H, like like 2 or 3 weeks after that, like he tore his ACL in his knee and was out for like 9 months. So that ended that.
Well, Triple H, like I always hated him, but I liked him at the same time.
Triple H is the reason why WWE's product is good today. Like, that a lot of people don't like that watch WWE as kids don't watch it right now. I've always consistently watched it. I took like 2016 to 2020 off, but it's always been a part of my life. So yeah, I've always watched wrestling. X Pac and Road Dog, which were a tag team at one point. They're also part of Degeneration X. But X Pac, he probably had a more significant tag team run with Kane. And Road Dog, of course, with Billy Gunn was the New Age Outlaws. So, I would say that if you want to put greatest tag teams up, you probably put the New Age Outlaws before you put X Pac and Road Dog. So, but yeah, they did team at one point. Let's see. The Dudley Boys finishing move was one of the best. The 3D, yeah. When they was in ECW, they put it on everybody, women and men. Like I think they even put it on in WWE. I think they put it on Mae Young a couple times. You know, Mae Young was like that 80-year-old lady. They used to fuck her up, man. Like, oh man, I remember Kurt Angle slammed her. I was like, that lady's like 80 years old, man. Yeah. I mean, but when they according to the wrestlers, the best guys, you barely feel those moves. Barely. Some of the impact is there, but they make it to where you can land safely. Yeah. Chris Kanyon, aka Mortis, was underrated. Chris Kanyon was also a homosexual. So I don't want to say that's why he didn't receive the push that he received, but he did have a couple of complaints about it that were probably dismissed as whining and victimhood. But he would eventually he passed away. I think he overdosed. I think he OD'd. That's how he passed away. But yeah, I remember Mortis, old Mortis, and they had that other dude come out as Raft, like he was a Shao Kahn character or something. And they had that other dude, Glacier. Really, they were ripping off Mortal Kombat with that. But one thing people don't know is Mortis actually had one match in WWE, but they dressed him up and they had his costume, but it was purple instead. So yeah, not many people know that. Uh Mae Young was tough. Okay, fellas, I'm about to end this show.
All right.
Yeah. Any y'all want to say anything before we check out this motherfucker?
No, you could end it.
Okay. All right. What about you, Andre?
Not sure what the topic was. I didn't mean to turn it into like a wrestling conversation, but
No. It'll just me basically celebrating 4K. So we could have talked about anything.
Oh, you reached 4K subscribers. Oh, good. That's what's up. That's what's
Yeah,
up.
I'm actually at 4,100. Like last week, when the last time I broadcast, I was at 3970. But I dropped a couple of shorts. Like the Magic Johnson short is my most viewed short, and I got like 36 subs from it. So that put me over 4K, but my channel kept growing. So it's like if I go like a few hours without checking it, it always goes up by a few subs. So growth is happening. Growth is happening. So um I will also again I would like to thank everyone who has been supportive and everyone who is still supportive. And those, if you just started supporting, you deserve thanks, as well as the people who roll with me for quite some time, like a hybrid catastrophic impact X83rd Power or Phil Brad. They've been here for a very long time, and Chaos Rain has been here for a long time too. So to all of you, for those of you who forgot to mention, because one of y'all may come up, hey Kev, what about me? Yeah, what about you? Like, but I do appreciate y'all being here. Like, RPM is someone who's dedicated as well. So, like I said, if I forgot you, if you're a replay gang, somebody like a Mordecus or an Indigo Flow, or a Mr. Shug to you, who is off the replay game. And a lot of people are replay game because I go on so late. Like Leon 008, Andre 420's best friend. I seen him in the chat.
we're actually cool now.
Okay, awesome. I'm glad to hear it. Black men should be cool with each other. But yeah, yeah, thank all of you guys, man, for real. And I will continue to bring you guys content. And onward to 5K, maybe one day 10K, maybe one day 50K. Who knows where this channel's going, but wherever it's going, I'm looking forward to see. So,
Well,
anyway.
I'll take offline suggestions. Okay. And
Okay. All right, so that's it for now. I'm done here. I may come to you guys tomorrow night. I may not if I can think of something to say or something to talk about, but I definitely will bringing you some shorts. So, uh, long live the habitual line steppers. Uh, don't give up, black man. Don't give up. Go out there and win. And thank you very much. We're over 4K subs now. Woohoo. So, till the next time, folks. Peace.